Brandon Geisenhaver and Brianna Mastaw.
It's Sabrina Mastaw, and I am here.
All right, I apologize. My computer screen is a little fuzzy for me this morning, so I didn't see the first two letters. I apologize. Ms. Kraus, could you update me as to this matter, please?
Yes, this hearing was adjourned from September 25th when the $700 bond was reduced to a $600 PR bond with the following conditions. That the defendant presented, let me start over with the following conditions. The defendant shall maintain employment. There's been no contact outside of a voicemail that I attempted to return when I was out of the office. Our office has received information that there's a potential new employer from National New Hire, but there's been no payments received. The second part of that, the defendant shall make payments to meet monthly support obligation. There was a payment received on behalf of the defendant on October 27th in the amount of $50, of which $10.19 dispersed to this specific case. The defendant was also to take steps to obtain additional employment if they're unable to meet their obligation through current employment. Again, outside of just National New Hire indicating she may be potentially employed somewhere else. And then again, she did present at our office on October 2nd when I was out. I did attempt to return a call to her on the 6th. A gentleman answered and indicated that he would tell her that I called, but there's been no additional payments.
All right, Ms. Mastaw, what do you have to say for yourself?
I am working two jobs, and anytime I can, like she said, my sister-in-law is posting payments for me. They just got the income withdrawal information for Quality in, but I also need that sent to the Baymont. I work 7 days a week, 2 days at Quality and 5 days at Baymont. But I need the paperwork sent. And later today, I go pick up the Obama phone she has been calling, and then I will be able to call her. I do not have an actual calling phone right now. I'm using Zoom to be here. That is why she's not getting anything from me. As soon as I go and pick that up today, I will call her.
You're working two jobs, 7 days a week. Why haven't
Yes,
you
sir.
made greater payment?
I have made as much payments as I could other than me putting myself in my house. I managed to get, I'm renting a bedroom and a bathroom off of somebody, and I had to put a down payment to move into a place because I moved into Otsego County. As soon as I released from the jail, I have not left. I found a place here. I found two jobs here, and I'm trying to get it going for myself. The reason why I couldn't make more payments is because I had to put a deposit down on moving into something. So I'm not homeless.
What did you pay for your down payment?
I paid $500 for a security deposit, and I paid $400 for first month's rent.
When did you do that?
I did that on November 1st. I just got my paycheck and I have not been able to go over and make a payment yet, but that is one of the things on my list to do as I had to take today off for court anyways.
Did you notify the friend of the court of your two jobs?
I notified the friend of the court of the Quality. I have not been able to get to a phone to notify them of Baymont yet. I have not been working at Baymont for I think it's day number 7 was yesterday.
What hours do you typically work at the Baymont and the Quality Inn?
At the Baymont, I get in at 8:30 in the morning, and it depends on how many rooms. Lately, I've been getting out at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And at the Quality Inn, we go in at 9 a.m. and we don't get out till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
And you're telling me that you don't have access to any phone during that time period?
Well, I don't really pay attention to phones while I'm at work, to be absolutely honest. I tend to just go and do my job. I'm sure I could have, if I would have stopped and thought about it, I could have called one of you guys. But when I get to work, I focus on work.
Well, here's the deal. You're not meeting your obligation to the court. So what do I need to do to make sure that you meet your obligations to the court?
I need the income withdrawal paperwork sent to Baymont so that way they can start just taking it out of my check like they are at the Quality. The Quality already received one and she transferred the paperwork and she's already mailed it out to you guys. I don't know if you guys have received that yet, but she did do the income withdrawal paperwork for Quality already, and I need it sent to Baymont. And I was going to call as soon as I get my phone, but we're in court. I might as well tell you to send that to him now. The Baymont one is a very recent move for me.
Ma'am, you didn't answer my question. I said, what do I need to do to get your attention to make sure that you're meeting your obligation to the court?
Honestly, at this point, I am trying to make sure that I meet my obligations. And if I wouldn't have had to pay for the security deposit and rent, you guys would have made more money.
It's not about making money. The court doesn't make any money.
No, but you guys would have been
This is
given more money.
This is your obligation. This is a requirement. This is not a, you get to do it after every other bill is paid. This should be the top thing coming off your list. And what you're telling me is you're blowing me off. And when it's convenient for you, you're thinking about maybe I'll contact the court afterwards. That's not how this works. If you want to go to jail, keep doing what you're doing. But from here on out, when I tell you to do something, do it first, not last. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I do have a couple concerns regarding this. She's indicated that she's in Otsego County now. We do not have an address for her. I did review the file. I don't see the information that she reported, the employment. I'm unsure if National New Hire has indicated if Quality Inn is the actual employer because it's an incorporated. And I would need more information in regards to Baymont to be able to send that as well.
What more information do you need?
Do you have a copy of your pay stub so I can make sure that the federal tax ID is the appropriate one to send it to the correct place?
Not with me, but I can email you one.
All right, so friend of the court needs current address, needs employment information. Is there anything else that you need, Ms. Kraus?
I believe, I guess once she obtains that phone to make sure the phone number that we have on file is the correct number.
Yeah. As soon as I get to my phone, I will give you a phone call so that way you can know that I'm the one that has it and you can call me instead of you getting the mail that answered in the first place.
All right, and how much is, Ms. Kraus, how much is she supposed to be paying each month?
Her obligation is $86. The balance on the account right now is $2,132.03. There's only been $65.16 received so far for this calendar year.
All right, and when would you like to receive a phone call from her, Ms. Kraus?
I'm uncertain as to when she's obtaining the phone. I mean, I would have liked one yesterday, but I don't know when she will have that.
I will be getting it after 3:30 today. So if I do not get it before you shut down today, as it is Friday, I will call you Monday morning.
First thing Monday morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah, because I work at 9, so you will have to get it first thing.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Ms. Mastaw is going to make a phone call to a friend of the court, speak with Ms. Kraus Monday morning at 8 a.m., at which point she will give friend of the court her current address. She will give all necessary information as to her employers, including federal ID numbers, paycheck stubs, etc. She will give the proper telephone number, and she will indicate when she is to make when she will make her $86 payment for November. We're going to adjourn this matter for 30 days to December, at which point Ms. Mastow will also have made a payment for December prior to the next court hearing. So Ms. Mastow, do you understand what you're required to do?
Yes.
All right. Hopefully by the December court hearing, there's income withholding orders in place. If not, we'll adjust things accordingly. Once the income withholding orders are in place, things should go smoothly. But until then, Ms. Mastow, you are required to meet your monthly requirements. Yes. And if you fail to do so, I will treat it as contempt and hold you in contempt, and I could consider jail time at that point. Do you understand what I've said to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's all for today then. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Two. Next case is Ashley Bagby and David Losiewski.
This hearing was adjourned from October 10th. The court ordered the following. The plaintiff was to provide current income and employment information to the front of the court office. The office has not received that information. Plaintiff was to begin making payments to meet their current support obligation of $392. No payments have been received. And then the front of the court was to prepare an ordered on arrears recommendation. This was completed. Plaintiff objected. The objection hearing is set before referee legal on November 19th. And then plaintiff was to appear today for a hearing. And the order indicated that she might be found in contempt if she did not comply with the order.
Ms. Bagby, can you tell me why you didn't supply the income and employment information to the friend of the court or make any payments?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. I haven't been able to pay anything yet as I was just working part-time and I still am. And that is in trade for a vehicle, actually. I did request a review for child support, which was mailed last week, and also the objection. But I am now going to be getting a Tahoe. It's in the shop right now, getting a new thermostat, bearings, and tires put on it. But it's going to be out next week. And by next weekend, I will be able to hand in applications for an actual W-2 job. So I have not been able to. I don't have any money yet, but I am trying, and I am working part-time in trade for a vehicle. I'm not getting cash, so I cannot provide payment. I will be able to apply for jobs next weekend, though.
Why aren't you able to apply for jobs now?
I don't have a vehicle, Your Honor. I lost my vehicle 2 years ago when I was in jail for 6 months on charges that were just finally dropped. I have been struggling for a couple years because of charges and sitting in jail for 6 months on charges that were dropped on appeal. And I have been struggling to rebuild my life ever since. I have a vehicle that's coming next week, finally, but I haven't had a vehicle.
When did you get out of jail?
I got out of jail in April, I believe. And then I was court ordered for 90 days of treatment, psychiatric treatment. And then we had our last hearing in which I said I am able-bodied and ready to go to work and seeking employment. I do have a part-time job, which is going to provide me with a vehicle to go and get an actual full-time W-2 job.
Where do you live now?
I live in Sheboygan County, Your Honor.
Is there no bus system in Sheboygan County?
Not in the middle of the woods. I'm about 15 minutes out of town.
How do you get groceries?
My boyfriend. He's also the one who's paying for the vehicle. He's also the one that gives me a ride to go clean part-time twice a week. He's also the one who pays our rent.
What would stop him from giving you a ride to work every day?
Because he works every day. We need two vehicles.
You could get up 15 minutes early, drop you off, and he could go to work and then reverse that on the way home.
Well, Your Honor, he's been using his mom's vehicle. We don't have a vehicle. We're getting a vehicle.
But he's using the vehicle every day to get to work, right?
Yes.
So what stops you from riding with him?
Because he leaves at 6 in the morning and he works till 3 in the afternoon. And I haven't been able to find a job in Sheboygan County in downtown where he drives to at 6 in the morning to go to work.
What kind of
work? We're going to be able to. He does construction. He does indoor, outdoor, small construction with, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't think of his name right now. Ray Wheeler. Wheeler and Sons Construction, I believe, is the name of the business.
You're telling me that you can't find a part-time job or couldn't find a part-time job at a gas station or a fast food joint in the morning?
No, Your Honor, I haven't been able to, and I'm actually cleaning for Ray. It's his dad's house that I'm cleaning, and it's going to be construction cleans for his company that I'm also doing. So Ray's actually the one who's gotten me in the door and lined up this vehicle for me so I can go get a job. So, I mean, I have tried, and in trying, I have found people who are actually trying to help me too. But I would also like to remind this court, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, Your Honor, I tried presenting this rape case. So I hired Mary Beth Kerr in February of 2020 to present a rape case. My daughter's a product of rape, and Mary Beth Kerr did not do that, blaming COVID. Then in December 2021, I tried presenting this rape case myself, in which Scott Beatty did not allow me to call any witnesses. So I am trying to comply with the court.
What does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with everything, Your Honor, I know that it is illegal for my rapist to have custody, and I am trying to comply with this court, and I am trying to get some money coming in so I can try and make you guys happy. But at the same time, I actually object to paying anything because she's a product of rape, and it is illegal for a rapist to have custody. It's also very illegal the way that Mary Beth Kerr did not present the rape case, and it's also very illegal how Scott Beatty denied me calling any witnesses in December 2021. I went crazy after that, not gonna lie, but I'm doing the best I can to rebuild and trying to comply with this court's orders in order to give my rapist money for successfully raping me. It blows my mind. But I have done everything that I can. I do have a job working part-time, cleaning for Ray Wheeler. I will be doing construction cleans for him also, and I will have access to a vehicle so I can go get an actual W-2 job, hopefully by next weekend. All to pay my rapist money for successfully raping me. After sitting in jail for 5 weeks.
All right, ma'am, I've now heard you tell me that same thing 5 times in a row. I heard you the first time. I don't need you to tell me it 4 times after that. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We're going to simply adjourn this matter for 30 days. That will allow you also to have your objection on the current support obligation heard and a determination made of what amount would be appropriate for you to pay. I expect to hear at that next court hearing that you've already notified the friend of the court of your employment, your new employment, and you've already made a payment on your obligation, whatever that is per month. And if those things are not done, I'm going to consider contempt of court. You understand what I've said?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I do have one question, if I'm allowed.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
As far as the making payment, are you asking about payment for the support that's right now, which is over $300, or is this in the recalculation, which I requested?
You're going to make whatever dollar amount is set after your objection period, after your objection hearing. So whatever dollar amount is set at that hearing, I expect that amount to be paid prior to the next court hearing that you have with me.
Okay.
You're on notice that right now that some amount is going to be due. So it's just a question of exactly how much it is. So you should be working towards getting funding for whatever that amount is going to be. So you should be able to make it shortly after the next court hearing that you have on the objection. So I'm giving you a month to make that payment, whatever it turns out to be. And then you're also going to be notifying the friend of the court of what new employment you get. If for some odd reason you don't get employment, then you'll need to notify the friend of the court of what steps you've taken to look for employment. And I typically consider 10 applications per week to be a minimum. You understand all of that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Any additional questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Brzezinski, did you get all of that down so that we can have that in our order?
Yes, Judge. I just want to clarify one thing.
Go ahead.
The objection that Ms. Bagby filed was only to the ordered on arrears recommendation. If she requested a review, she could have. I'm not aware of that. So there will be no change to the current support obligation of $392. Even after the next hearing with referee legal, that's only to address the arrearage payment at this time.
All right. Then she's on notice of how much the minimum amount should be. And if it goes up from there, as for an ordered on arrears amount, should be required to make that payment also. All right. That's all for today. Thank you. Jessica Lounsbury Burns versus Jonathan McMurphy. That's file 12-14631-DS.
So the plaintiff was arraigned on October 22nd. The bench warrant was recalled and bond was reduced to a $1,200 PR bond with the following conditions. The plaintiff was to inform friend of the court where they were going to go to detox, which she did do. And then she must inform us when she was released, which she also did. And then you ordered her to do 10 weekly job searches, which she did do, and she was ultimately hired. And then she was also, prior to November 4th, to provide documentation from a doctor or detox facility regarding her diagnosis, work restrictions, and any kind of follow-up requirements for a friend of the court. We have not received anything regarding that. However, with her now being employed, we're just waiting for the income withholding order to become active. And she understands that she does need to make payments until that is active.
Mr. Brown, what do you think we should do?
Your Honor, if I could inquire as to what the payments are, and is this an arrearage payment as well, or are these just straight payments?
My apologies. Her monthly obligation is $256 with a balance of $7,372.34.
And do you know, or maybe this would be something for Ms. Burns, when this withholding order would go into effect?
It can take 6 to 8 weeks depending on the employer.
Your Honor, I would ask to have the matter adjourned out. Well, when is the last payment? When was the last payment?
May of 2022.
Your Honor, I would ask the matter to be adjourned out. It does appear they had a lot for her to do. For the most part, she has done all of those things. She did put out her application. She did obtain employment, and that should give her an opportunity to start making those regular payments by herself for at least a few weeks until that withholding order kicks in.
Ms. Lounsbury Burns, is there anything that you want to say on your own behalf?
I tried to get my doctor to send you guys and stuff. Yes, I've been working, I'm going to keep working. I'm really sick and I haven't had a job in a while, but I'm going to keep going. It made me really sick. I'm breaking out with my MRSA. I'm going to continue until I can get help from my doctor.
Okay.
It's going to be tip wages mostly.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
I'm a server, so it's going to be like more tips. So as long as I can get better and not be so sick when I go in, I just want my full paycheck taken.
Well, I'm glad that you have got a job. That's good progress. So I think I am going to do what your attorney suggested, which is adjourn this out. Let's do that for 8 weeks. So 60 days. In that period of time, ma'am, if there's no income withholding order from your job, you'll need to make your payments on a regular basis there. And at the end of the 8 weeks, I'd like the friend of the court to do a petition or a recommendation for ordered on arrears amount that will be added so that we can make some headway towards this arrearage of $7,300. You'll have an opportunity at the end of the 8 weeks to object to that if you think it's inappropriate. But we'll have a hearing in 8 weeks to see how well you've been making your payments, and then we'll consider the ordered on arrears amount at that time. Ms. Spillane, is there anything else that you would ask the court for?
No, sir.
Mr. Brown, anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Lounsbury Burns, is there anything else from you?
No, thank you.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
We have Naomi Keaton with us.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the matter of Naomi Keaton and Brian Frazier. It's file 20-18252-DC. Ms. Keaton, this appears to be notice of hearing for arraignment on a bench warrant. The allegation is that you failed to appear on a hearing for December the 9th of 2024 for a show cause hearing, and a bench warrant has been issued with a cash performance bond of $600. Ms. Kraus, could you update me any additional information?
Yes, the plaintiff's obligation is $235. The current balance on the account is $5,280.52. There has not been a payment on this case till the Uniform Child Support Order entered in February of 2024. We did receive a letter requesting for this hearing to be addressed. As she indicated, she's been in the Antrim County Jail since July 11th. Otsego does have a hold on her as of right now.
All right, Ms. Keaton, how long are you anticipating being in the county jail?
I'm not sure yet. I don't get sentenced until December.
But you've been in there since July?
Yes.
What kind of a case are you incarcerated on?
A possession.
What do you anticipate will be the likely sentence once you receive it in December?
I'm not sure. My guidelines are 0 to 11 months. So I'm not sure if I'll be getting probation or more jail time or time served.
All
Your
right.
Honor.
Yes.
Based on that information, friend of the court wouldn't be opposed to recalling the bench warrant and adjourn to February 13th in front of Your Honor. We would request, though, that the plaintiff contact friend of the court upon her release, and that we would also request that she update by a change in personal information form that we could fax to that jail to make sure we have the correct address and contact information.
Do you believe that based on the time that she's been incarcerated, an abatement for that period of time would be appropriate as well?
Not based on the child support formula guidelines. It hasn't been over 180 days as of yet.
All right, so I guess it would have to be through January. My only concern is that we won't know for sure if it's over 6 months until December, and that way she's been unable to work for the past, at that point, it'll be 5 months. And the only issue, I believe, is whether it's likely, not whether it actually is 180 days. So in my view, she's likely to get 6 months or more. We can always review it in February at that hearing to determine if it needs to be put back on. So let's do what you proposed and abate her child support, set it at 0, commencing in July. And then we'll review it in February. Ma'am, the upshot of this is we're going to recall the bench warrant. Ms. Kraus, does she still have a hold on Otsego for other purposes, not this bench warrant?
I'm not sure if she has other matters. I can only indicate for sure that it is, at least for the friend of the court matter. I'm not sure if there's any criminal matters.
All right. Ms. Keaton, are you aware of any other criminal matters that you have a hold on you for?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I'm going to take down the bench warrant based on your incarceration and the length of time that you've been there. I'm also going to abate, which means to stop the child support temporarily because of the time period that you've been in jail and are likely to have been in jail. And we'll review that in February. The friend of the court's office is going to send a form to Antrim County so that you can notify them upon your release of what addresses or address that you will be at, and so that they know how to get a hold of you, and so that they can conduct that review in February. If you fail to appear in February or don't send in the notices of what your new address is going to be, we'll simply issue a new bench warrant. We'll pick you up and you'll be back in the same circumstance that you're in now. Any questions that you have?
No, sir.
All right. Let's do that then, Ms. Kraus. Thank you very much. That's all for today, Ms. Keaton.
Thank you.
Heather Hale and Michael Trombley, file 11-13878-DC, set for status conference. We have either one of those parties present with us?
I do not see either one of them, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Spillane, have you had any contact from Ms. Hale?
I have not.
Looks like we had a show cause adjourned to today's date. What are you recommending that we do for her failure to appear?
Well, considering she has been making her payments, I'm hesitant to ask for a bench warrant. I think maybe either dismiss or adjourn out.
How long has she been making her payments now?
We've have 3 solid months where she's made the minimum, which is, this is an arrears only case. She's ordered to pay $50 ordered on arrears, and the balance is currently sitting at $2,203.33, but $50 has not been credited to that balance yet. It was just recently made.
All right. Given her 3 months of payments, let's dismiss the matter and we can always bring it back if she fails to make the payments in the future.